question is why? From the look and the body language of these toddlers, you can clearly see that they were uncomfortable, stressed, and they just hated the whole process. They don't know what is going on with them, but whatever it is, they hate it. And you as an adult putting a child through the stress of a lace frontal installation is crazy. It is ridiculous. Let kids be kids. And someone will be like, oh, but putting that on their head does not automatically turn them into an adult. You're stressing this child. Let's talk about the physical discomfort you're causing a child. A child that clearly do not understand the difference between something that is beautiful, something that is ugly, something that is acceptable, something that is unacceptable. This child, they literally have no idea. They cannot process what you're doing to them. But because you are trying to succumb to societal pressure, I don't know who you're trying to please or who you're trying to show that you can do these things for your child, but you're putting this child through stress, not just physical discomfort, but emotional trauma. We know that children like to cry even when you touch their hair, when you're trying to comb their hair. Now imagine the emotional stress and the physical stress and discomfort you're causing a child by putting them through a lace frontal installation. This is something so many adult women, they hate so much. They complain about the whole process and how tiring it is. That is what you're putting a toddler through as a mother. Because to me, that is an unnecessary alteration. You do not really need to do that. The hair that grows out on a toddler's head is already beautiful. It's soft, it's coily, it's already beautiful. What happened to putting their hair in ribbons and those beautiful, these beautiful and decorative ribbons and rubber bands and whatnot? Instead of putting it... There are so many hairstyles that are very accurate. There are so many hairstyles that are okay for toddlers. There are so many hairstyles that you can do on a child that will not stress their follicle, that will not stress their innocent and very soft and fragile scalp. But out of every style to pick, you decide to pick lace fronts. Even if the hair that you're installing is a natural, is it like kids hairstyle, it is still not okay to do that on a child's head. A baby's scalp is much more softer and fragile than the one on your head. Long-term effect of lace frontals on a toddler's hair can be devastating because this child can suffer from scalp irritation, allergic reaction. They can also suffer from damage of follicle. I won't say follicle because probably some of them are bald, but they can have scalp damage and irritation. Aside that, some of these children might start suffering from self-image. But no, you want to show people that you've arrived. You want to show them that your child is the reigning child by putting your child through a lot of stress. Let kids be kids. Why do we always feel the need to alter a child's hair? This usually stems from societal pressure from friends, from families, and just internalized hate for natural hair. Because we've always been taught, and it's ingrained in our mind, it's imprinted somewhere in our head and on our minds, that natural hair is not beautiful and it is not good for outings. It is now like part of us that we are always conscious when it comes to events, like, what am I going to do to my hair? Maybe I should just put on lace fronts. My natural hair is not appropriate for that. No, I can't deal with my natural hair. We can do better. We've seen that so many adults today find it very difficult embracing their natural hair. Because most of us, we grew up with relaxed hair. Most of us, we grew up with probably natural hair getting stretched all the time so the society would accept us. Adults are still struggling with self-esteem. And most of these problems, these issues, this body dysmorphia, so many people are suffering from, started from when they were kids. Probably some do not even have families to tell them that they look good, to speak positively into their life and inject positivity into that child's life. So now you are, from the beginning, you are encouraging a negative and stupid beauty standard into the life of a child that does not know anything. You're trying to make this child believe that the hair that is growing on their head is not fine. You have to do something about it. And that is the reason for the natural hair movement, to encourage black people, to make them see the beauty in natural hair. But I feel like the whole societal pressure has put it in our mind, and now it is internalized to still think that natural hair is not beautiful, even on toddlers. Children hair that when you touch it, it's so soft, it's beautiful. I know that some children, they come out bald. We are not going to completely neglect that. Yes, some children come out bald, and you see some parents stressing that child's head, putting different things on the child's head because they want the child's head to grow. That child is literally a child. There is still time. But we stress about the things that we shouldn't stress about. You shouldn't be stressing about a child's hair, a toddler's hair, a child that does not even know what is going on. They don't care who is looking at them. They don't even know if they are looking good or not. Some of the things that some people did not do, oh, because I did not look good as a child, so my child has to look good. It doesn't have to be lace front. Your child don't have to put on lace front for them to look good. If you grow up in a family of lack and you want your child to not lack anything, you buy them beautiful clothes. That is different. So far the child's clothes is age appropriate. It is not bad. But putting something on your child's hair because of what? It doesn't even, like, there is no way you can argue that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yes, during our time, our parents, I even have a picture of me when I wore wig. I think that it was a photo shoot. I was still a child then. There was wig on my head, but I felt like it was just for that photo shoot. I'm not trying to make excuses because most of our parents did that on our head. But the fact that the older generation did something doesn't mean that you have to do it. We have to be the change that we need now. People still hate on natural hair because from the onset, they started making their children believe that their hair is not beautiful. If our parents understood the whole thing about natural hair, I think many of them would not put relaxer on our head as children. So probably then they do not understand. But now that the natural hair movement is now mainstream, I feel like we should be pushing out things like this to make people understand that natural hair is as beautiful. In Nigeria, you see so many children, young girls, I'm talking about teenagers, 15 to 18, 13. They will kill themselves just to get lace front. These children would now put their hands into things that they shouldn't put their hands in simply because they want to put lace front and lay their edges and swoop it. Societal pressure. Onto, like, who are you? I don't know, like, who are you trying to please? I also feel like this has to do with when we center men in our lives, because if you check it, most of the time it is just to please small boys their age. But you as a parent, it is your job now to speak positively in the life of your child. You have to make your child understand that the hair growing out of their scalp is beautiful, because when they start embracing it, that is why most people who embrace their natural hair as kids, they do not really have issues with, loving their natural hair. Some people actually do. I can't really put out any stats, but I would just say 70% of kids who grew up with their natural hair, they do not really have any problem embracing their natural hair now as adults. But those who never really had a chance to embrace their natural hair, those who never really got to know that the hair on their head is beautiful, still have issues with embracing their natural hair. I grew up with relaxed hair, but I do not have issues with embracing my natural hair, and that is why I'm saying 70 out of 100 do not have issues with embracing their hair, while some people still fight with self-image. So please let kids be kids. And also parents, aside the lace front, also parents who put braids on the head of their child that is still small, you put braids, box braid that can be painful. Then you add bead on top. It is stressful. I know you mean well for your child, but when the child is showing that they don't want it, don't do it. I think we have to argue it. A child has no business with box braids at all. A child has no business wearing box braids. If you want to style your child's hair, style their natural hair, the hair that is growing out of their head. Do not add anything to it, because adding more things to it is causing tension on their scalp. Many adults are having issues with hair loss. It is as a result of prolonged manipulation and tension on the scalp. Even adults are battling with hair loss. Imagine that on a toddler's head. I don't want to say that your parenting is bad or anything because I don't have a child, but I'll have to say that we can do better. Do not put lace fronts on the head of your child. Okay, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think it's appropriate for kids to wear lace front? And what do you think about braids on kids? Do you think they're the same thing? Because it's the same tension, personally, to me. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to see you in my next video. But before then, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and also leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.